From the CBS News Chicago First Alert Weather Team, this is a special weather alert.
Good evening, everyone. I'm meteorologist Mary Kay Kleist. We have a lot happening this evening, and if you've looked outdoors, you probably noticed the dramatic drop in visibility. Now, almost our entire metro area has a dust storm warning in effect until 8:30. Now, here's a live picture from Daly Plaza, and you could see how the haze just rolled in. The visibility drops. Now, it's interesting to look at it from our tower cams, but boy, if you're going to be driving around between now and about 9 o'clock, your visibility could look like this, almost near zero in a very fast, short amount of time, really, and you wouldn't have time to stop before the car in front of you, obviously. So this dust storm warning is creating hazardous travel around town, too. As we look at Rosemont as well, you can see the roads slowing down dramatically, too. And we were getting reports in Winfield of actually a phenomenon that the storm spotter was referencing, almost like a mud rain, because there are some showers and storms out there, but they are tapping into this wall of dust, which is from the south, lifting to the north, creating the big drops in visibility. So as you can see from our live cameras, we're trying to look live at Grant Park, and it's very difficult to see that. So within the last 3 hours now, we've had multiple storm reports of wind gusts to 50 and 55 miles per hour, and we've had reports of zero visibility. This is all coming along this line of this wall of dust. It is literally a wall of dust as it lifts to the north. So around O'Hare, we are going to see the visibility drop very quickly here over the next 10 to 15 minutes. Visibility was zero at Midway. Now it's up to 1 mile. That's in about 15 minutes. So it's a fast moving line that's lifting north, because Kankakee County, about a half hour ago, had a visibility of zero. And now your visibility is fine at 10 miles. So as this moves into northern Cook County, we are going to see that hazardous travel as the visibility drops. Now, let's talk about the other part of the weather story. Active storms, too. In fact, there's a severe thunderstorm not too far away from us, around the Rockford area. I want to get in and highlight that for just a second, because we are seeing the intensity just to the west of Belvedere. So it's starting to close in on Belvedere. The movement of it is to the east at about 30 miles per hour. So as this travels eastward, I think some of it could hold together into McHenry County. So through Belvedere now, and then as we get into Marengo at about 7:16. So if you're watching from there, wind gusts, I think, will be the greatest hazards along these storms, and they could create some damaging winds as well, as winds could gust to 60 and 65 miles per hour. If it holds together, Seneca at 7:20, and maybe to Woodstock at 7:24. We also have active weather in Lake County, Illinois, hugging the lakefront from Kenosha through Winthrop Harbor and Zion, and that goes down to Waukegan and Libertyville, right along 94. This is pushing eastward. So yes, Lake Villa, things are drying out for you, but we are seeing that gusty storm now push over the lake. We have our lightning detection feature on, and you can see that we have a little lightning there between Bloomingdale and Carroll Stream. Not a lot of lightning, but just know a flash of lightning is certainly possible. But what's so interesting are these are the spots now that have the visibility dropping so quickly. Add to that a gusty thunderstorm. It's quite an unusual phenomenon that we don't normally see here in Northeast Illinois. Now, O'Hare also is noticing not only are these storms moving east right toward the airport, but also that dust wall is moving from the south to the north. So all of it is kind of closing in on O'Hare. As visibility drops, downpours will be increasing. So maybe that's the reason we got that report from Winfield of almost a mud rain falling, because the thunderstorms are tapping into the debris in the atmosphere to bring it down, because usually rain is dust, right? And now when it's that thick, it almost could look like a little bit of mud. So let's zoom this out and show you. We don't have a huge coverage of rain and thunderstorm activity. It's in northern DuPage County, Lake County, and then we're going to watch McHenry County for this activity. This is the current radar of what we're looking at. Now, add to that downstate, that's where it's been so hefty with tornado warnings. Well, all of that weather is headed for Indianapolis and Fort Wayne, where they have multiple severe thunderstorm warnings. We're going to watch, though, this activity coming from the Quad Cities. That could create this instability. A lot of lightning around Kenosha, Racine, and Milwaukee. But again, those storms are not moving in our direction from Milwaukee. They're pushing right over Lake Michigan. Big winds, big warmth today, but now we have some rain-cooled air moving in. We did hit 90 in Gary. You're still holding at 88. We're at 84 in the Loop, and it's 68 with that rain moving into McHenry. But McHenry, look at this. Your winds are gusting to 51 miles per hour. We have winds gusting to 52 at Midway. So funneling out of the south here, and that's what's lifting that line of all of that drop in visibility with the blowing dust that's coming in on these high winds. Now, if you get an active storm this evening, damaging winds would be the greatest threat because we already have those winds gusting 50, 55 miles per hour. So any severe storms could bring those winds gusts up to 60 and 65 miles per hour. Our model data shows that some of this activity around Rockford will move into southeastern Wisconsin, but still we're going to keep an eye to the south. That's an area where we have a severe thunderstorm watch until 10 o'clock for parts of Kankakee County and Newton and Jasper. And our models want to hang on to that thunderstorm activity this evening. So we'll keep an eye on that as storms move out finally overnight. On the other side of the system, cooler air is going to work in for your weekend. Wow, Grant Park, we can barely see you. 81 degrees, it's super mild out there. But we have a south wind now, sustained at 30, gusting to 50 miles per hour. So once we lose this rain chance tonight, then it will just be cloudy and breezy, 53 for the overnight low, and then for tomorrow, 66. So we're going to cut off about 20 degrees from where we've been the last couple of days. So forecast highs will only be about 66 in the city. Head to Kankakee, we'll see 68 degrees for the daytime high. And we're thinking that the winds will stay gusty. Generally, though, out of the west. So Elmhurst, you'll see about 66 for the forecast high. So gone are those 90-degree days we've had here for the last couple. Instead, we're going to be in the 60s. So Munster, about 65 for your daytime high. So here's the setup. We have that push of warm southerly winds. This is the low we're following for now. And as it travels eastward, we will get on the other side of that for the upcoming weekend. I think we'll hold the cloud deck on Saturday. So you'll probably have more clouds than sun. It will be noticeably cooler, 66. But those gusty west winds will be with us throughout the day. Then for Sunday, more sunshine for us, 63 only, but it will be cooler by the lake because of a northeasterly wind component. Remember, Lake Michigan is chilly this time of year. Water temperature is 43. So if you're by the lakefront, it's going to be cool. But overall, temperatures will be falling later in the afternoon. So quite a setup for us this evening with cool changes coming this weekend. And then we get wet, very unsettled next week. So a cool, wet pattern starting on Monday. Biggest rain chance, though, is Tuesday with downpours and some thunderstorms and leaving a few showers on Wednesday. And I think from Monday night through about Wednesday morning, we could see an inch to an inch and a half of rain coming in from that. So we're monitoring the radar tonight just in case we get any severe thunderstorm warnings. We'll jump back on here so you can follow those with us. We'll track them, but also be careful if you're going to be driving this evening, especially close to O'Hare or northern Cook County. Visibility could drop to near zero with that blowing dust that's out there. Keep it here on CBS News Chicago, and we will jump in if there are any new warnings. I'm Mary Kay Kleist.